Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking exactly why top-tier web design agencies are completely gutting and rebuilding their tech stacks. We'll be exploring data on a platform that the source notes is totally shifting the agency space, and that is Breakdance Builder. We're going to see how adopting this specific toolkit is helping agencies eliminate bloat, drastically speed up their workflows, and ultimately maximize profit margins on every single project.
Okay, let's dive into a massive market shift. 64% of U.S. small businesses now default to builder platforms over custom development. I mean, that is a staggering majority. What this tells us is that clients aren't looking for reinvent the wheel, ground-up coding for a standard business site anymore. They want speed, they want reliability, and they want results. Agencies equipped with builder tools are perfectly positioning themselves to capture this massive market share.
To see how agencies are cashing in on this, our roadmap for today covers the Builder Agency Advantage, 6 essential Breakdance tools, workflow, speed, and profit, and finally, some frequently asked questions.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the Builder Agency Advantage.
The absolute game changer here is the all-in-one approach. We're talking over 145 native elements right out of the box. So agencies are no longer duct taping a website together with a dozen random third-party plugins. It means your code stays perfectly clean, there's zero plugin bloat, and you can craft blazing fast sites without sweating over conflicting code, breaking things, or managing expensive add-ons.
Moving right along to Section 2, 6 essential Breakdance tools.
These are the 6 heavy hitters built directly into the platform. Honestly, these handle about 80% of the standard features every modern website literally has to have. By keeping these native, agencies maintain absolute control over the site's architecture. Let's break these down one by one to see how they impact a daily workflow.
First up is Element Studio. This is where devs can visually craft super clean, custom components. Instead of relying on a third-party plugin, you're working directly with HTML, CSS, and Twig templating, which is a really flexible back-end coding language to create completely bespoke stuff tailored precisely to a client's brand. And because of this native integration, performance scales flawlessly since only the elements you actually use will load on the page.
All right, before we hit Tool 2, we need to talk dynamic content. Check this out. A whopping 81% of shoppers conduct online research before buying. That means your sites can't just be static digital brochures anymore, right? They have to keep users engaged with rich, dynamic information that actually adapts to their needs. Breakdance solves this by syncing natively with Advanced Custom Fields, or ACF. This is huge. It transforms static pages into complex, data-driven platforms. Think about post loops, conditional element displays, advanced taxonomy filtering. It all becomes an intuitive visual operation. Whether you're building a real estate portfolio, a membership platform, or a directory, this deep integration lets you display complex content without having to write custom PHP. Tool 3 is the native form builder. Now, we all know forms are the lifeblood of lead generation. So why does having this built in matter so much? Because ditching external form plugins instantly gives you faster page loads and way fewer security vulnerabilities to monitor. You can visually build multi-step forms, apply complex conditional logic, slap on spam protection, and automatically push leads into marketing platforms, all completely natively.
Okay, Tool 4 is Global Styles. Look, if you've ever had a client suddenly decide they want their primary brand blue to be just a shade darker across a massive 50-page site, yeah, you know exactly how many frustrating hours this single feature is going to save you. You define your colors, typography, spacing, and presets exactly once, and they apply automatically across every page. It totally prevents those minor visual inconsistencies that quietly damage a brand's credibility.
Let's move to Tool 5, the WooCommerce engine. E-commerce has a bit of a bad reputation for being heavy and slow. But Breakdance gives you over 35 dedicated WooCommerce elements to visually build out custom product pages, shop archives, and cart sections without writing code. But here's the real magic: smart asset loading. Breakdance only loads those heavy e-commerce scripts on the specific pages that actually require them, which keeps your standard brochure pages lightning fast.
Wrapping up the toolkit is Tool 6, the native pop-up builder. Lead gen is all about persistence, and this tool gives your agency the power to instantly deploy highly targeted campaigns without having to wait around for developer input. You get total control over display rules. Whether you want an exit intent pop-up, a time slide-in, or a trigger based on scroll depth, it's all baked right in and seamlessly connects to your marketing integrations.
All right, let's pivot to Section 3, workflow, speed, and profit. Let's talk about the bottom line.
This next piece of data is wild. Look at the dramatic difference in raw output when comparing page builders. The average breakdown site page size is an incredibly lean 286 kilobytes compared to 767 kilobytes for competitors like Elementor. Because you aren't relying on a dozen add-on plugins for forms and pop-ups, the code is significantly lighter. For your clients, that translates directly to drastically better page speed insight scores and superior Core Web Vitals performance.
Now, you combine that crazy speed with their pricing model, $199.99 a year for unlimited client sites, and you see a clear shift. When you eliminate individual subscriptions for forms, pop-ups, and custom field plugins, the source data shows that an agency's profit margins per project literally skyrocket.
Let's bring it home with Section 4, Frequently Asked Questions.
A massive initial question we always see is about ecosystems. Like, are developers forced to use a specific restrictive theme just to make all these native tools play nice?
The short answer is yes, it works with any theme. But there's actually an alternative approach highlighted by the source. Breakdance is entirely theme agnostic. In fact, a lot of top agencies choose to go completely themeless by disabling the active WordPress theme entirely and letting Breakdance handle 100% of the site's design. This is exactly how top developers keep their code spotless and avoid those notoriously frustrating CSS conflicts.
Next question. How does wielding all these powerful native tools actually impact what an agency can confidently charge its clients?
Because you're delivering incredibly fast, highly polished sites, even standard 5 to 10 page brochure builds can easily command between $1,500 and $5,000. And hey, remember that native WooCommerce engine? By handling complex e-commerce visually and efficiently, agencies can confidently scope, pitch, and win those much higher tier, custom functionality projects that really drive major revenue.
So, I want to leave you with this final thought to consider from our explainer today. Looking at the massive shift in the market and the huge demand for performance with zero bloat and powerful native tools driving modern web design, is your agency truly building for tomorrow? Or are you still spending valuable time patching together conflicting plugins from the past? It might just be time to rethink the toolkit. Thanks for hanging out with me on this deep dive.